Hello and welcome to IAMC TV Radio.
Yeah.
Today is January 4th.
Okay.
And we're exploring some of the top news headlines.
Okay.
Making waves around the world.
Sounds good.
From international conflicts and political scandals to economic concerns.
Right.
And even a touch of public safety.
Okay.
We've got a lot to unpack.
Yeah, let's get started.
So let's get started.
It's fascinating to see how these seemingly disparate events actually paint a picture of the interconnected world we live in.
Yeah.
For instance, we're seeing a potential shift in global power dynamics, with the U.S. approving a significant arms sale to Israel amidst a tense Middle East crisis.
You're right that arms deal is definitely raising eyebrows.
Yeah.
According to Sahara reporters, the Biden administration just greenlit an $8 billion sale of munitions and equipment to Israel.
Okay.
This comes just months after another $20 billion arms deal was approved back in August.
Yeah.
It seems the U.S. is doubling down on its commitment to Israel's defense, even as the conflict with Hamas intensifies.
Right.
And calls for an arms embargo grow louder.
Yeah. This situation is incredibly complex.
Yeah.
On one hand, you have the U.S.'s long-standing alliance with Israel. And its commitment to ensuring its security.
Yeah.
On the other hand, there's the devastating humanitarian crisis unfolding in Gaza. With 45,000 reported deaths and 2.3 million people displaced.
God.
A situation some are calling a genocide. Israel, of course, denies these accusations.
It's a heartbreaking situation.
Yeah.
And it feels like a tangled web with no easy answers.
Yeah.
But shifting gears for a moment, let's talk about another potential crisis brewing.
Okay.
A new respiratory virus outbreak in China.
Yeah.
It's causing a lot of concern.
Right.
Especially with the memories of the COVID-19 pandemic. It's still fresh in our minds.
Right. This new virus called HMPV is raising alarm bells.
Yeah.
While reports from China are somewhat limited, we're seeing concerning videos circulating online showing overcrowded hospitals. The situation seems serious.
Yeah.
But so far, neither the Chinese government nor the World Health Organization has declared a global emergency.
It feels like we're holding our breath waiting to see how this unfolds.
Yeah.
And speaking of holding our breath, let's turn to a story that's a bit lighter, albeit with a concerning undercurrent.
All right.
It seems a police officer in Zambia decided to celebrate New Year's Eve in a rather unconventional way by releasing 13 suspects from jail.
Yes, this incident, while initially humorous, points to a serious issue. According to reports, the officer who was allegedly intoxicated is now under arrest.
Wow.
And a manhunt is underway for the escaped suspects. These individuals were facing charges ranging from assault and robbery to burglary.
It's a stark reminder that even seemingly isolated incidents can have significant consequences.
Yeah.
Particularly when it comes to law enforcement and public safety.
For sure.
But now let's dive into some financial headaches that are making headlines on both sides of the Atlantic.
All right.
In the UK, universities are facing a perfect storm of financial challenges. Declining international student enrollment, coupled with mounting debts, has left many institutions struggling to stay afloat.
Yeah.
This has made banks hesitant to lend them more money, creating a very real crisis for the higher education sector, and the repercussions are far-reaching.
Yeah.
A report from Times Higher Education suggests that this financial strain could force universities to make difficult decisions about their operations, research funding, and even student tuition.
Wow.
It's a domino effect that could impact the future of higher education in the UK.
Meanwhile, over in Nigeria, there's controversy surrounding the government's proposed N65 billion budget for the presidential Amnesty Program, which aims to reintegrate former militants back into society.
Sahara reporters highlighted some troubling findings regarding this program. Apparently, the program's website is down. And a recent audit revealed questionable financial practices. And missing documentation.
Oh, wow.
It raises concerns about transparency and accountability, how these funds are being managed.
Lack of transparency can erode public trust.
Yeah.
Especially when dealing with such substantial sums of money.
Absolutely.
It's crucial for governments to be open about how they're using public funds.
Yeah.
Particularly in programs aimed at sensitive issues like reintegration and rehabilitation.
Absolutely. Transparency is key.
Yeah.
Now let's shift our focus to the political arena, where scandals and controversies seem to be brewing on multiple continents.
In the United States, President-elect Donald Trump is facing sentencing in his hush money case on January 10th.
Wow.
Just days before his inauguration.
Okay.
This raises unprecedented questions about having a convicted felon as the leader of the free world.
According to Sahara reporters, the judge might opt for an unconditional discharge, meaning Trump wouldn't face jail time.
Right.
But the fact remains,
yeah,
he would enter the White House as a convicted felon.
It's unprecedented.
It's a situation that could have far-reaching legal and political ramifications.
Right.
Not to mention the potential impact on public trust and confidence in the government.
This situation is certainly unique.
Yeah.
And poses many complex legal and ethical questions.
Yeah.
But on another continent in Ghana, a different kind of presidential drama unfolded.
Oh.
During President Akufo-Addo's final State of the Nation address,
right,
his aide-de-camp, Colonel Isaac Amponsa, collapsed in Parliament.
It was a dramatic scene captured on video for the world to see.
Yeah.
While Colonel Amponsa reportedly regained consciousness and was escorted out.
Right.
It's a stark reminder of the immense pressure and stress that comes with holding public office.
Yes. It humanizes the individuals behind these powerful positions, reminding us that they too are susceptible to the same vulnerabilities as anyone else. And speaking of vulnerability, let's circle back to security concerns.
Yeah.
A topic that unfortunately never seems to fade from the headlines.
Sadly, you're right.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, the threat of terrorism continues to loom large. Lakurawa terrorists recently attacked a village in Kebbi State, killing 2 policemen and stealing over 200 cows.
Gosh.
This incident, detailed in Sahara reporters, underscores the ongoing security challenges that Nigeria faces.
The Lakurawa, known for their brutal tactics and the fear they instill in local communities, represent a serious threat to stability and security in the region.
It's a complex issue with many layers.
Yes.
These terrorist groups often thrive in areas with limited government presence, exploiting existing social and economic vulnerabilities to gain a foothold.
It's a reminder that security goes beyond military might, addressing the root causes of instability, such as poverty, inequality, and lack of opportunity, is crucial for achieving lasting peace and security.
You've hit on a crucial point. Sustainable solutions require a multifaceted approach that addresses both the immediate security threats and the underlying societal issues that fuel these conflicts.
Exactly.
Well, as we've explored today, the news is a tapestry of interconnected events. Each reflecting the complexities of our world.
It's true.
From the Middle East to China, from the UK to Nigeria, we've seen how political decisions, economic realities, and security concerns can create ripple effects felt across the globe.
And it's in recognizing these connections that we can begin to understand the larger forces shaping our world.
It's about moving beyond the headlines and delving into the nuances, the context, and the interconnectedness of these events.
It's about cultivating a global perspective, where we see ourselves not just as citizens of our own nation, but as members of a global community with shared challenges and responsibilities.
You're absolutely right. It's about recognizing that our actions or inactions can have consequences that extend far beyond our immediate surroundings.
And that brings us to a crucial question for our listeners. In this age of information overload, how do we navigate the constant barrage of news and discern what's truly important?
How do we filter out the noise and focus on the issues that deserve our attention, our concern, and perhaps even our action?
It's a challenge we all face in this digital age. We're constantly bombarded with information. And it's easy to feel overwhelmed or to simply tune it all out.
So how do we strike that balance between staying informed and avoiding information overload? How do we separate the signal from the noise?
I think it starts with being mindful of our information sources.
Are
we relying on a diverse range of perspectives? Or are we stuck in an echo chamber where we only hear what confirms our existing beliefs?
That's a great point. We need to challenge ourselves to step outside our comfort zones and engage with viewpoints that might differ from our own.
Exactly. And it's not just about consuming information. It's about critically evaluating it, questioning assumptions, looking for evidence, and considering the potential biases of the sources we're relying on.
It's about becoming more discerning consumers of information. More critical thinkers, and ultimately more informed and engaged citizens.
Precisely. And that engagement can take many forms.
Okay.
It could involve supporting organizations working to address these issues, contacting our elected officials to express our concerns, or simply having thoughtful conversations with friends and family about the challenges facing our world.
It's about recognizing that we're not just passive observers.
Right.
We have a role to play in shaping a better future.
And that future is being shaped right now by the decisions we make, the actions we take, and the conversations we have.
So as you go about your day, I encourage you to think about the stories we've discussed today, to consider the connections we've uncovered, and to ask yourself, what role do I want to play in shaping the world around me?
Because ultimately, the future belongs to those who are willing to engage with it, to learn from it, and to work towards creating a more just equitable and sustainable world for all.
Thank you for listening to the Today's Top News Headlines on IAMC TV Radio.